Hey everyone, welcome back to the Witzelly channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to defeat the High Loremagus over here, which is another gold skeleton key boss that drops Luminous Weaver, Brimstone Revanent, Keeper of the Flame, and Loremaster Spellements. So all super great spells to get, and let's get right into how to defeat her. The High Loremagus fight is made difficult by pretty much one singular cheat, and that is that she casts a negative 200% buff on your accuracy of your school from very first turn. Here she is. So my Death Wizard, negative 200% death accuracy, and balance, negative 200% balance accuracy. So what you want to do in this fight, the trick to beating her, is to use treasure cards and use a different hitting school, because, I mean, you have to. So what I do in this fight is usually balances the support school and uses blades, like Elemental Blade, Elemental Trap, Balance Blade, Hex. I use those spells all as treasure cards on my deck. And then my balance is actually the hitter in this fight, because he has a few pieces of gear that give him additional fire damage, which is what you want to do in this fight. If you have any failed pets that accidentally gave you a damage type from a different school, especially if it's like a storm or a fire or something hitting with good damage spells, you want to equip that for this fight. If you have any gear that gives you universal damage or damage of 2 schools, which is especially prevalent at higher levels, this fight with 7,000 health for the High Loremagus is for levels 1 to 50, or 1 to 49, I think. And I just did that because I figured I'd mix it up. But as you get higher up, you get more gear that gives you dual school damage. So definitely use that because that'll help you a lot in this fight. And I chose Fire School as my hitter in this fight because one, I had some gear on the balance that gave him a little bit more fire damage, but also there's one of the minions is Storm, so it just made it easier to not have to deal with prisms or resistance or anything. So Fire, a good hitting school, and there was no mob that had a resistance to it. So other than that, though, you pretty much treat this as a normal boss fight. The only other cheat that she has is that you cannot feint her. She'll use Camp Bandit on you, which will transfer the trap over to you and do damage on you, so there's not any point to doing a feint, especially when there's so many other utility you can use. So some ones I used in this fight to get the damage done were, besides the obviouses, which I've mentioned before, the Elemental Blade, Elemental Trap, Hex, Balance Blade. You can use Blade Storm. Don't forget about Death utility like Curse or Dark Pact. Fire is additionally helpful because they've got more trapping options like Fuel. So I think Fire is a good one to use for this fight, but choose whatever school you want. Just make sure you can do enough damage. And then the other trick you want to bring into this fight is bring a few treasure cards of Shatter, which will get rid of shields, because they're one of the fonts just kind of spams Legion Shield and Elemental Shield and Spirit Shield. As you can already see, he's already used the Legion Shield once, and so that can make your fight difficult. So make sure you're using those. And also, you cannot use any Astral spell that'll get rid of the accuracy debuff or give you a damage boost, because she'll just cast it right back. So don't bring any of those either. And as you can see, I die here, but it doesn't matter. As long as your hitter doesn't die, you should be fine. So I just come back and with some more buffs, and we get the hit off. So as you can see, the shielder shielded so many times that even when I shattered a few times, there were still shields on the Loremaster, or the High Loremagus. So you just might want to be aware of that. If you have more people, you can use Shatter all in the same turn, which is helpful. But this hit is actually kind of crazy because of all the accuracy debuffs. There's a negative 35, a negative 45. It's a fire spell, and yet it still goes through. I was pretty amazed by that, because fire spells have like 75% accuracy, so it was like whatever his universal accuracy was on it. It was a very, very low chance. And because of the shields and because of the lack of damage for fire, this doesn't even kill, but it does get rid of the minions with the overtime, which is super helpful. And that's kind of what you want to do with your first hit if you can't deal with the shields, or you don't have 4 people to get the first hit to be a kill shot. Just get rid of the minions and then just keep spamming hits on the High Loremagus with a fire. And that's pretty much what I do for the rest of this fight. You basically blade yourself a few times, put a bunch of traps on the Loremagus, and then with the Wildfire Aura, which is a plus 35, basically you just do a 1 or 2 hits and the High Loremagus is dead. So this one does, I think, like 3,000 damage maybe, or 2,500. But yeah, that's 4 buffs on it. It's a fire spell, so it does a lot of damage. Oh yeah, 2650 pretty much, or 2660. And then I wait a few more turns, or one more turn for another pip, and I take her out using, what's it called? Kodo. Yeah, it's one of those spells in the Bazaar that is just high damage for low pip, so you can use that. And then here, I shamelessly plug a previous video on my YouTube channel where you can figure out how to get the spell for your wizard. So make sure you check that out. I'll put a link in the description, or you can just go to my page and see it. I can't spell, apparently, but yeah, this is the end of the High Loremagus with a Throne Samurai Blade, and you get a ton of rewards from it. You get the Loremagus Master Badge, you get 3 Azoth, you get Keeper of the Flame, Luminous Weaver, Brimstone Revanent, and Loremaster Spellements. So all around, this is a great fight to farm. If you need any of those spells, farm this boss, and Azoth is helpful to get as well, and it's just a great fight. I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to like the video and subscribe, and be on the lookout for future videos by putting on the notification bell, because I'm going to be continuing to making a video for every single Gold Skeleton Key boss and how to defeat them. So make sure you stay tuned and are around for when that happens. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Hope you have a phenomenal day.